So you have to make a presentation to your boss, but don't know all the words connected to presentations. And what if something goes wrong? Well, this video should help you. In the Western world, most presentations are made with either Microsoft PowerPoint or Apple Keynote. In traditional office settings, you're going to see PowerPoint. So here is a PowerPoint presentation. I'll also have the slides next to me so you can see the presentation while I'm talking right here. The presentation is your PowerPoint file. It should have the extension pptx or ppt at the end of your file name. Now, you'll load this file onto something called a flash drive or thumb drive. It's called that because it's about the size of your thumb and it plugs into the computer, so you can open your PowerPoint presentation on any computer that has a flash drive. Another option that people use is cloud storage. Maybe your company has cloud storage, which is a storage for your computer that multiple computers can access. That's very good because if you are presenting to a lot of people in an office and they all have iPads or laptops open, they might want to look at your presentation on their computer while you're giving it. So, flash drive or PowerPoint, it's up to you. Each picture that you see in the presentation is called a slide. To move to the next slide, you go forward. To move back is to go to the previous slide. Now you can move forward and back by doing a lot of things. I mean, you might have a remote control, and you can also press the arrows on a keyboard or click using a mouse. So here's a survival tip. Sometimes when I give presentations, I have pictures on each slide and they don't always show up. And sometimes my text might be a specific type of font that just doesn't read well when I load it onto a computer or smart TV. And so one thing I do is I save my file in two formats. One is PPT, or the PowerPoint format, and the other is PDF. Now, almost every computer can read PDFs. Any computer or device that can have Adobe Acrobat Reader on it can read PDFs just fine. And so PDFs pretty much save your entire presentation as a series of images. So it will just project the image and not care what's on it. That means all your pictures on each slide will be intact. But the problem is if you have animations, it won't show the animations. But honestly, this is business English. Do we really use a lot of animations here? Not really. It's pretty straightforward. Normally there's just text, which is words on the slide, and images. So once you have the text and images saved, you can save it as a PowerPoint and save it as a PDF. So if the computer you're using, maybe you don't know which computer you're going to use when you get to where you do your presentation, you can just go ahead and open the PowerPoint, and if it doesn't work, use the PDF. That will save you a lot of headache when you're presenting to people for the first time, and it makes you look really cool. Now, you're giving a presentation and you're wondering, how do I get through my presentation in English? How am I going to do this? Well, the easiest way to give a presentation is just a simple three-step process. First, you explain in 1 or 2 sentences on one slide what you are going to tell them. The basic conclusion of your presentation. And then in the next section, number 2, you show the charts or the pictures or any amount of information. Try to keep it short on each slide that explains and demonstrates what you're talking about and why you are coming to your conclusion. Number 3 is your conclusion. It will usually be 1 or 2 slides, very simple, like your introduction. And it will show, based upon what you've shown them in part 2, the 1 to 2 sentence conclusion of your presentation. And one thing that has helped me is I will also recommend a series of actions if it's appropriate. Now, sometimes you have a boss, it's their job to make the decisions, but occasionally it's pretty clear what actions should be taken after seeing a chart or a graph or data that proves a point. And so recommending those courses of action can be very helpful for your presentation and makes you come across as a valuable employee or business person, that you are giving people information they can use. So let's go over this. You got your introduction, very simple, what you're going to tell people. 2, you got your data, your graphs, and the little bits of information that prove your point. And 3, you're restating your introduction and adding maybe some recommended actions that your audience can take. Here's another survival tip. People are bored to death of text. So if every single slide you have has words, then the next one has words, and the next one has words, that is going to bore people. So have some pictures in your presentations and try to use mostly pictures. I understand sometimes you'll need to show graphs, sometimes you'll need to show charts, and sometimes you might need to use words, but try to keep the words to a minimum, maybe 1 or 2 sentences per slide if you can. If you use mostly pictures, it will be more engaging, and people can understand that at a deeper level. About images, if you are not selling your presentation, you can probably just use any images you find on the internet that make sense for your presentation, if they are a good fit. However, if you are selling your presentation, or it's going to be distributed to the public in a way that might be used for business, you will want to go and either buy images or use images where you can have the license to use them for business purposes. I use Attribution 2.0, which means that you can use images for commercial use. You can search for these images on Flickr.com and many other stock photo images sites. And then, of course, you can take pictures with your camera. Now that takes a little bit more work, but if you have images that fit your presentation that you've already taken or can easily take, do it. It just shows how much more valuable you are as an employee and as a communicator. With this presentation, the one you see here, I either used royalty-free images or pictures that I had taken myself. Very important. Those are the simple tips for surviving your PowerPoint or computer presentation in English. If there are any more business-related things that you want to learn how to do in the English-speaking world, or if there's any words surrounding a topic that you want to know, like giving a presentation, let me know in the comments. Whatever you want to learn, I would like to help you. In the meantime, please check out my other videos. I have a pronunciation playlist over here, and I also have some idioms up here that may be of interest to you if you want to succeed in the English-speaking world of business. Keep winning, English winners.